first thing we're going to talk about is Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft are reportedly considering a franchise model in California because they're facing legal pressure from the state to classify their drivers as employees. So California is pushing them to hire their drivers as employees for benefits. So like they have to provide health insurance, you know, maybe 401ks, all this other kind of stuff for their the drivers. But as of right now, it's a freelance app in California. In the what did I say? It's a freelance app in California, and the rest of the world only have two classifications of workers. There's employees and there's contractors, right? There's no like, what do you do if you're like freelancing kind of thing? Because usually when people freelance, you have to like start like an LLC, and then you start like your own business, and then you start freelancing. But then you kind of become a contractor in that sense. So
my thoughts on this is, as an entrepreneur, as somebody that is trying to grow and develop a business, and you have a model and you have freedom to create whatever model you want within the rules that are set up, right?
Yeah.
So for California to step in to try to dictate what an operator of a company, a private company, can do in their model, when it's clear that people have a choice. People have freedom to not work for this company. People have a choice to go and find their own way and do their own thing. And if you want the opportunity to be involved with that company, you succumb to their model, and you either take advantage of their model or you don't, and you go do something different.
yeah, because like right now I know that Uber and Lyft, whenever you drive for them, they don't take out taxes for you. So you have to do all your own taxes. So if you don't have some kind of like LLC or something, you're probably eating a lot in taxes. You're probably paying way too much, or well, I don't say like too much, but you're probably paying way more.
You're paying a rate higher than you would if you set yourself up as a proper corporation.
Yeah. So I didn't put it in the outline, but like I think it was last week, Lyft came and said that they were just going to temporarily pull their app out of California, and California makes up about, I think they said like 13 to 16% of their like income or like their revenue.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal, because like they're basically like hurting themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot. But like they have to do it.
Is either one of those companies profitable at this point?
I don't think
they are. I think they always show negative. I think they're relying on public investment into their company to remain solvent. And I don't think either one of those companies has ever turned $1 a profit. I think we should look at that.
We should look at that. I'm not actually 100% sure on that, because they're both like relatively new companies.
They're billion-dollar companies. They're billion-dollar valuation companies, but they've never turned a profit. That's why when their public offering came, it just immediately tanked. You know, if you look at the return on equity, if you return, like I've done the research. If you look at the return on equity on Uber's stock, it's big time negative.
So this little snippet right here is from August 8th of 2019, and you are right. They've never been profitable, but it has insisted it could be.
Of course it could be,
so,
especially when Google's the major stakeholder in the company. You know, like Google owns, you know, like just below a majority share of the company. So, you know, they've got huge backing by somebody that is profitable to run out their model to see if they can become profitable.
Doesn't look like Lyft is either.
Yeah.
This is based on 2019. So these stats are they're a little out of date. We're not sure.
But
But
still,
2020, they're not going to turn a profit.
There's no way. I mean, honestly, 2020 could actually provide them the opportunity to become profitable, because more people are looking, you know, maybe to get, I don't know. It's cheaper to obviously have a car and do it yourself, but you know, and what's the risk of COVID going in and out of an environment that has people going in and out of the car all the time? So like that might be a detriment.
Yeah,
too.
I don't really know what their policy is on that right now. I know that's like what hit them hard this like 2020 year.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually done too much looking into like what their like COVID. I don't do Uber or Lyft, so I haven't really.
When I travel, that's all I do.
Yeah.
You know, I think Lyft just went into the rental car game too. I think you can actually order a rental from Lyft. They'll drive it to you. They'll take you to wherever they got to drop the driver off, and then you can have the car and drive it yourself. I think that's the thing with Lyft now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool. Well, yeah, that's what's going on with those guys. So good luck to them.
Definitely.
So next thing, Airbnb is going public soon. No one knows when, but it's just like a thing. Are you gonna invest in Airbnb?
I don't know, man. It's tough, with COVID. I think the Airbnb is probably more viable option than a hotel room now. Do you?
I guess it depends on what kind of Airbnb you're getting. But yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I could think. Yeah, I would say so because I've like looked into Airbnb as like a business,
yeah.
and they really pride themselves on being like very clean, and they always like if
Well,
you're
yeah.
doing it right, you hire like a maid service.
Yeah.
So I think that with that, people were actually, I was talking to a friend last night. They were supposed to go to I think like Minnesota or something to see their grandma, and they were going to get an Airbnb and everything. And they were doing that because you don't have to stay at a hotel, so you're not around a bunch of people. You're just kind of like in a home by yourself.
Right.
So, but yeah, Airbnb is going public soon. I think it's going to do well, but I think it's going to be like another, it could be like another Snapchat. When they went public, Snapchat stock went like way up, and then it just plummeted. So I guess it depends on how Airbnb recovers after 2020.
Yeah. I mean, the hotel and the entertainment industry, I'd hate to have been a stockholder in any of those prior to COVID because you went in the tank.
Yeah.
Like I've got opportunity to travel early 2021, and I'm gonna book the travel. I'm gonna put that in the. I'm gonna go ahead and commit to doing that, but I'm gonna see how it goes over the winter, and if it spikes up at all, I'm probably canceling. Like I am super fine navigating in the area that I am, but going outside the area and putting myself at risk, I think I might avoid that.
Yeah. It also depends on where the vaccine is, because I know they're working on it right now, and they said they said at the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to be at the end of the year. I guess if they've been working on it for months and they're confident, maybe. That seems like really fast turnaround though.
Yeah.
For a vaccine for a virus, because they haven't even been able to do it for the flu, like a full on cure, and now they're gonna do it for COVID. I don't know. That's always been interesting to me, but that's not beside the point. I don't have any like facts to back that up, but that's just me thinking.
Cool.
So this is a big one. Apple crossed $2.2 trillion market cap. That happened a while ago. I read another article recently. It's like 2.2 now or something like that. I don't know how they gained 200 million that fast, which is probably how they hit 2 trillion, because they said...
Is it 2 trillion 2 billion or 2 trillion 2 million? 2.2.
Oh, that would be 200 billion.
That would be...
Yeah, because we're talking...
2 trillion,
no, you're totally
2
right.
billion.
Yeah, we're talking about like really big numbers that are like almost unheard of in the business industry. But yeah, so how did they do it? So back in 2017, under Tim Cook, he made an announcement. Was it 2016? 2017. 2016, he made an announcement saying that they were going to double the value of Apple, like their market cap value, right? But how are they going to do it, right? Because in order to level up your business, you have to introduce something new and something exciting that gets people to like buy into your brand or product.
Yeah.
So what they did was they started Apple Music. They have Apple TV Plus, which is like a competitor with Netflix.
Yeah.
They have iCloud, because now you can buy iCloud space. I buy 200 gigabytes. I pay like $3 a month or something like that. And then the App Store, right? So it's all digital. They doubled the value of their business with digital products. That to me is like
amazing.
It's mind blowing, because because if you would have told me that back in 2010, I'd have been like, you're full of it. I wouldn't have believed it.
So, that's a big deal that you have a device that billion-dollar companies are being built on top of that device. So just think of like the Amazon Alexa and, whatever, Google Home and Apple Home and all this stuff that's going to be built on top of those platforms to give you your entertainment, gaming, streaming, like that's just going to be the game.
Mm-hmm.
Finding those companies early and getting some capital into those companies to ride those waves, I'm excited to do that myself.
Yeah. And yeah, because that's what I was getting ready to say, is you've seen like smaller businesses take this similar idea and do it on a small scale. So it's like YouTubers selling their online classes, they have their own like with like TubeBuddy. You know, it's like its own service
Yeah.
for people. So it's all digital now, like for the most part, and like that's how they're making tons of money
Right.
doing that. But with all of this, it seems like there's come a cost. Developers are fighting back against the 30% cut in in-app purchases. So for Apple, they charge their, if you put like let's say you want to spend $3 on like gems or something for your game, Apple takes a 30% cut of however much that person spends, and that's a huge cut compared to someone like the Google Play Store, maybe the Microsoft Store. I don't really know too many people that are downloading apps off the Microsoft Store, but it is a thing. So it's taking a 30% cut, and the company Epic Games has did they remove? No. They didn't. So they removed the game from the App Store, but Epic Games wasn't the one that did it. They somehow found a workaround for that, and then I think Apple kicked them out of the App Store. I think is what actually happened. So when the news first came out, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Epic Games is like pulling Fortnite from the App Store." When it turns out that they found a workaround for it, so now Apple's kicked them out. But because of this, other app developers are thinking the same thing, that they don't want to be in the App Store because they're losing out on a lot of. It's almost like they're boycotting Apple right now to try to like pull their apps off of that store.
Yeah.
So that sucks for them. That could slow down them getting to 3 trillion if they ever hit. They probably will hit it. How soon? I don't know. I guess it depends on how this in-app purchase thing goes.
Apple's trying to get into the electric car game too. Have you heard that?
I heard something about that like a while ago, back in like I think it was like 2015 when I heard that. But what it turns out they were talking about was like Apple CarPlay. Could it be something more? Maybe. I don't know. They always have something up their sleeve.
I think they actually unleashed a concept.
Did they?
Recently. Yeah.
Cool.
If they can get into the car game and make it profitable, that's a huge deal.
They should partner up with Tesla.
Yeah,
I think if Tesla had Apple like interface, I think it would like take Tesla to the next level.
Definitely.
Then the freaking stocks that we were just looking at with Tesla doing the split, that would like freaking double. So Apple and Tesla would just, if they do that, I'm gonna be so mad.
If they could come together, for sure.
Yeah, if they do that, I'm gonna be so mad because I just said that idea, and then, oh man, I'm gonna kick myself in the back for that one.